Pro Football Talk mentioning Peter King, who came out of, I guess, retirement over the weekend. Richard Deitch on his podcast talking about the Bill Belichick situation. Belichick and King don't like each other. Going back to 2007 Spygate thing, correct?
I guess, yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
I think that King was on record
Deflategate,
saying
too.
that was like the last time he had talked to him for a while, I think, after that, right?
Yeah. Here's what I would say. Peter King is like the sanctimonious baseball writer of the NFL. That's who he is. But people do care in the league about what he's saying. And they like Peter King.
Yes, they do.
And they talk to Peter King.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever that means, it means something. And I think this is why what Peter King said about Bill Belichick on the podcast, he just went after him for everything, right? The shirt, he went after him for the sweatshirt with the hole in it. He went over the fact that he's got to get a hold of himself and that he's embarrassing himself, and it's embarrassing for him to look at the way he looks right now with all this stuff in the media. I think Peter King's telling you what the league is saying about him. That's what I think. I think when Peter King goes on that podcast and eviscerates Bill Belichick, he's just repeating all the things that are being said within the league.
Yeah. See, I bet Sims looked up the Navy sweatshirts online. I don't think any of them look like that one. It looked like a really old sweatshirt. So he went back to visit his high school. Now, I wonder if somebody pulled out a box, hey, this is one of your dad's old sweatshirts. But he should have told the writer that, right? Or the interviewer. Yeah, it's my dad's
I'm sorry.
sweatshirt.
Are you trying to defend
I'm not
Bill's
defending it.
sweatshirt? Because
It looked
that's
like
what
an
it
old piece
sounds
of- this
like.
is
Wear
where-
Kraft sneakers
No,
all
no,
over
no,
again.
God.
Shut up, a-holes. No, this is where
He's
Bill-
gone, so
Bill
he doesn't
misjudged-
work here anymore.
No, I agree. I think he misjudged this. Like, you know what would be really cool?
Misjudged.
Everybody loves my cutoff sweatshirts.
Let's talk to the guy.
Oh, there's a misjudgment involved here?
There's been those press conferences where I just look like crap and like, hey, let's party gif is out there. You know what I'm talking about, with the ripped sweatshirts and the holes in it. That, oh, there's another sweatshirt hole. This will be good to wear this on air. Keeps in line with what I've done before.
Why is he wearing a sweatshirt of another college as the head coach of UNC?
For dad, probably.
But you
Part
have
of the story
you have
was
a
he went
brand
home-
that you're trying to promote.
Yeah, I get it. But he went home. He was talking about going back to Annapolis to his high school. Like, that's part of it. I don't know. That's Bill thinking and he was
Yeah,
wrong.
he went there, Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
So King said it's a terrible look, that it's an embarrassing look, that nobody should buy his book, that if he were a random guy sitting on his couch on a Sunday morning, that he would look at that interview and hate Bill Belichick. He used the word hate as part of this.
Time to talk to the guy. Keep it up.
Those are all things that Peter King said, and I think
I'll
those
take
are
the
all
check.
things.
You know what? I'll take the check on that. It's a hell of a check. We'll talk about that if you want to keep playing it. But go ahead. You do what you want to do.
Keep playing it. Keep playing it. I'd like
Time to talk to the guy.
There we go. Give me Cheryl Johnson. That's a better one for this. That's the Bill clip.
Oh, I got one that could really bury him.
Cheryl Johnson is the one.
You want to see chicken and rice over there? I could really bury this guy today.
I think that Bill's dead to the NFL. If you had any doubts about Bill being dead to the league, which all indications are that he is, this to me was another indication of it. Peter King saying the things that he said, that tells me that this is what the owners and GMs and people in the sport are saying about Bill. It's a reflection of that. He's out. No shot. They wouldn't even give him the time of day. They wouldn't even pick up the phone if he called. Bill is dead to the NFL because of what's going on right now. I think he was already well on his way, and there was only a small chance of him getting back in. This, you're right, McCone. I said he was already dead. What's the deal? You were saying this last week. I think you were right. Peter King confirms it. They're now to the point of never in their life would they consider even talking to this guy, never mind actually consider him for any job in the league.
So Florio
He's toast.
Yeah, Florio went on to talk about, too, sort of the disrespect in terms of Kraft and not acknowledging him in the book and giving him the opportunity. And, again, tying it to a future job and other owners across the league looking at it saying, wait, you're really going to do that? Why am I bringing a guy in the organization now that is just kind of piling on Kraft for no reason and not acknowledging him? Like, just the whole relationship there too, I think, and not acknowledging him in the book also sours owners on why am I bringing this guy into the organization for 2 years, 3 years max? Doesn't make sense. I think it's over.
This will also be his last head coaching gig, UNC. I don't think there will be another opportunity, even if he does well there. I think given that every year that goes by, he's a year older, and given the way that this has played out in the first 6 months of him being on the job there, that I don't think anybody else in college would care to hire him. So I hope he does well there because this is it for him.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
The last hurrah will be a school in the ACC.
Bill
At
Belichick.
a school where football's not even the most important thing.
And he's getting all the attention, though. Bill Belichick is the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels, and Brian Schottenheimer is the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. You tell me how that makes sense. I can't believe it's ended this way. Can't. This is it. Yeah. I think it's over. I think it's over after this, regardless of how it goes there, whether good or bad. He has to move on to another college from there. And I think he's done in the pros.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll got hired before him. Pete's actually older than him, so don't give me the age thing. It's a perception thing.
I think the age thing makes it easy for owners to justify not giving him a look moving forward, though, too. And that's going to play a part in him not getting an opportunity.
That's hard to sell, too, though, but, if everything else is lining up and he was, everybody viewed him as a great guy, old owners would go after him because he's a winningest coach, He's a great coach.
Yes, but if I'm an owner and I just saw that he did what he did to Kraft by not putting him in the book.
Oh, no,
and
I'm talking
him,
prior to, I'm talking about not having all this other crap hanging around. Yeah. Oh, I'm with you on this now. Yeah. He's done way too much damage. I said it right when the book came out. Guy wants to pay me $280 million? Bottom right corner? Yeah, no problem. I'd mention him, at least in the acknowledgments. Thank you for helping me have the ability to buy what I want to buy and live how I want to live.
Well, even if he trashed him, it would be a better book.
Right.
There'd be something interesting in there. There'd be something real.
Then just admitting that, yeah.
Yeah.
He should have told the story how it's supposed to be a mutual separation.
You're writing
but then
a
he
book
went and said, I got fired.
about your brilliant business acumen, right? And how you made this organization go from hundreds of millions to 8 billion. And you're not going to mention the guy you worked for? Come on. You're not even writing a real book. That's not a real story. You don't even mention him. He doesn't come into play for any of it. You still had to work for a guy. You didn't sign the checks at the end of the day. Some other guy did. Not you. That book is going to suck. That's the truth about that book. You can already tell from what's out there about it. Doesn't actually get into the real stuff. He doesn't spill the tea in this book. It's not honest. It's not transparent. That would be an interesting book if he just spilled it all and said, this is how it all happened for 20 years. Here's how it went. Why we were so successful, where we screwed up, where we could have been better.
Where we cheated, where we didn't.
All the relationships I managed along the way, professional and private, all of it.
Call it the tell-all.
That would be like the Parcells book, apparently. I've heard a lot about the Parcells book in recent days, to the point where I might read it now.
And look how long it took to bury that hatchet with that guy. That's where he became on amicable, somewhat terms, where you could put him in. What's it gonna take with this guy?
It's 2025, and Robert Kraft has a better relationship with Bill Parcells than Bill Belichick. That's crazy. Who would have thought?
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.